Before we can go into the mechanics of what meditation is and how to meditate, you have to understand and know what thought basically is in its essence. Thought, when you strip thought to its essence, it's the movement of time, and time is the movement of thought. The way you measure time is through thought, and thought through time. Why? Because when you create thought, you create time. When you create time, you initially create thought within the mind. So when you think of a thought right now, what you're actually doing is you're time traveling into the past. Your thoughts operate in the past, within the mind. The being of who you are, the spark, the essence, the inner intelligence of who you are operates in the now. And I know you're thinking right now, so how do I go into the now? How do I meditate? How do I go into my intuition? How do I go into my intelligence? I'm going to meditate now for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to meditate for an hour. I want to meditate. How do I do this? Anytime you say, I want to do this, I want to become this, you automatically create time, distance, anxiety, lack, conflict, and space. Why? Because every time you say, I want to become this, you automatically go into the element of thought, which takes you in the past. And then your energy is trying to push you forward. But the being of who you are basically is in the isness of being in the now. So you get angry, you get agitated, you feel upset. You're like, why isn't it happening? Why can't I meditate? Why can't I still my mind? It's because you consistently are feeding your thoughts in the past. So you're trapped in the past. But your intelligence is in the now, which is under all of that conflict, resistance, lack, anxiety. And just so I put it out there, anxiety for me is unearthed, unpaced, moving energy. All of that happens when you feed your thoughts. And this is why people find it to be still or find it hard to meditate, because they consistently are going out of themselves. Anytime you say, I want to become this and do this, what you're doing is you're moving from your core. The thing that you are is here, but you're going over there. You create separation between the thing that you are. But the way to initially be and not do. See, when you be what you do and don't do what you be, it's a big difference in your energetic field. It's a big difference when you be and not do. When you be, the universe comes to you. Intelligence comes to you. So, with that being said, when you go into your meditation, what you want to do is allow the noise to come in. Whatever imagery you see in the mind, whatever thoughts you see and feel in the mind, whatever dialogue you hear in the mind, what you don't want to do is resist. Anytime you resist within your meditation or within life, you create conflict. Through the conflict, you create thought. You now create more conflict and try to block the conflict by focusing on thought, or using thought, or focusing on a chakra, using mantras, using mudras, whatever you want to call it, and you automatically create conflict, resistance, distance, and space because you're feeding your thoughts. You are now in the past. You're not being, you're doing. So, when you're able to observe, and when you're able to observe, all we're basically saying is this. In your observation, what you're actually doing is you're just watching. You are observing each thought that comes into the mind without feeding, without entertaining, without expressing. You are just watching your thoughts as if you're watching a movie. You're watching the sea at the beach. You are just observing and you are just watching. That's all you're doing. What happens next is basically this. When you consistently are in a state of observation and you do this consistently, your thoughts become less and less and less and less and less, and then you have a quiet mind. In the stillness of you, or in the process of you acquiring a still mind and being still, what happens is you get put into a state of being where your inner intelligence basically resides. At that moment, that's when you have the energy to access the knower. The knower is basically that aspect of you that knows everything and anything. It's the intuition, it's the spark, it's the soul. However you want to define it, it's that particular essence of you that initially resides beyond thought. And it speaks to you only when you're able to be still. So when you get that intuitive spark in life, it's because you were still for a microsecond. So this is how you meditate. You close your eyes and you allow the noise to come in, and you observe everything and anything that comes into the mind, but you observe in the now, not in the past, not in the what will be, not in the future, but in the now. The more you're able to observe basically within your meditation, the more the mind becomes still. And when you are out of your meditation, you can apply this to when you wake up in the morning, when you brush your teeth, when you go to work, whatever it might be. If you're able to observe your thoughts on a daily basis, then initially basically you are in the meditation from when your eyes open to when your eyes close. What you don't want to do again is when you're in your meditation, you do not want to feed your thoughts. Don't entertain your thoughts. Don't feed the emotions basically that are connected to your thoughts. And the emotions is energy in motion, and your emotions are also fire, earth, air, and water. Every thought that you feel is attached to an element or a combination of elements. So when you feed your thoughts, you're strengthening the four elemental forces, fire, earth, air, and water, which initially ramp up the chaos, the ups and downs in your meditation. But when you basically don't do that, and you observe, those thoughts now basically become cultivated. They get turned inwards and become nothing but energy and light for the body to reabsorb basically into its energetic etheric field. Because before you had that particular experience or that particular thought that's agitating you, you had space and emptiness within the mind or within your energetic field. So when you're able to observe and you do the work consistently, you now cultivate those particular elementals and those thought signatures in reabsorbing them literally within one's energetic field. And this all happens when you're able to be still. When you're able to be still in your meditation, the first thing that happens is the breath is still. Why? Because when your breathing is calm, your thoughts are calm. When your thoughts are calm, your breathing is calm. When your breathing is out of sync, your thoughts are out of sync. When your thoughts are out of sync, your breathing is out of sync. So the point that I'm making is right now, if you've watched this video to this particular length, how are you breathing and how are you feeling? How are you thinking and how are you breathing? Your breathing right now will tell you how you're feeling on all levels of your being. And there's only one level to your being. It's just the one. But we categorize it in different elements to break down the energies. But it's all one energy that manifests as the one. The Neo, the Matrix, Keanu Reeves. He is the one. You are the one. So when you're in your meditation, out of your meditation, when your breathing is calm, your thoughts are calm, you're one. Your physical, spiritual, sexual, psycho-spiritual energies are all aligned as one. When your breathing is out of sync, all of your energies go out of sync. That we basically express as different forms of energies, but they are initially the one. It's one energy. When I say physical, spiritual, sexual energy, I'm saying it just so you can understand it more. But all I'm saying is it's energy. It's just one form of energy that we've given it different attributes and catalogued it. But that's pretty much what I would have to say on the aspect of meditation. Again, what you want to do, go into your meditation, observe, don't judge, because when you judge, it's your thoughts that are judging you. And just observe. The more that you observe, the more that you be, the less that you do, the more the being of who you are hits you in your face, and the more of the universe that comes to you. Hope this helps. If you've liked it, enjoyed it, comment, like, ask me some questions, whatever it might be, share, repost, and thank you for your energy, your time, your breath, and just for you. Thank you so much, and I hope everyone has an amazing day wherever you're at.